Afternoon, everyone. How are we all doing? Afternoon, Bruno. How are you doing? So, US dollar. So I got out of the Euro US dollar trade this afternoon. All right. So I exited this one. So not bad trade. Got out pretty much spot on, I think, on this one. Basically, we pulled back down into this double bottom. This is where I got out. Why I got out. We were just approaching this potential double bottom. So I had those three positions. Got out of those. Nice little profit. Euro Swiss. I got stopped out on. So that went into profit again. Double bottomed off of the Asian lows. Afternoon, Diamond. Got out. I had a break even stop on that. So broke even on that. Not quite ready. The Euro's dropped such a long way over the last sort of few days. I think it's due a little bit of a pullback, and it seems to be doing that, which is why I kind of... Where'd my Euro Swiss just go? Why did it jump down to the bottom there? Due a little bit of a pullback, which is why I kind of got out of them. They got nicely embedded, and it's having a little pullback at the minute. US dollar, pretty good movement this morning to the downside. Obviously, euro moved up, so US dollar a little bit weak. But apart from that, not an awful lot else going on. Afternoon, Tammy, Adrian. DAX killed me yesterday. 30% loss. How can you lose 30% in a day? That's over leveraged if you're losing 30% in a day. That's 30 trades at 1% risk. How can you do that? You can't lose 30 in a row. Surely. Something went wrong with you there yesterday. That's not right. This afternoon, what am I going to trade this afternoon? What should I trade? DAX, S&P, DAX, S&P. Don't know. Let's have a look at the DAX. Might trade the DAX this afternoon. Oh, God. Stop highlighting everything. There's a lot of rubbish on this chart. So let me just get rid of some of these lines. I've got 5 minutes to the open. I'm going to have a go on the DAX this afternoon, I think. Indices this morning. Sorry, not the DAX, the Nasdaq. Scaling into losers. The scaling into losers to average in and average down, and then the scaling into losers aggressively, which I suspect is what you did. Half an ADR to an ADR apart, or if you're going to scale in with multiple positions with an intraday basis, you need to get out way before you get anywhere near 30%. DAX today, not a lot of movement. We had that nice little run this morning. We had this weird spiky action up at the highs today with, just another one of the we'll kill everybody off type moves. Nice move up on the DAX. Nasdaq basically just pushed up and has returned back to mean. So is the S&P, and so is the Dow. So all the US indices, no movement at all. DAX very, very little as well. So nothing really exciting happening at the minute on the indices. On the daily, we are down again today, so tricky to know which way we're going to go with this. At the moment, it looks bearish to me, obviously based on that movement. So it's whether or not we are going to end bearish. We might have a horrible rotational one this afternoon, but we will see. So looking potentially for a move down to yesterday's low for a retest of that. That's kind of what it looks like it wants to do today on the indices. So looking initially for a bearish price action out of the gates. ADRs today, nothing. Got nothing hit ADR at all today. So no real massive movement anywhere. RSIs are flat basically, apart from Euro US dollar obviously, and that's partly why I got out of the Euro US dollar. Why don't you select the chart I click on? Always does this, MT4. So yeah, Euro or US dollar still extended. Again, that's partly why I took the exit there. I know I got in a little bit late on these. I was looking for that continuation move down, and in hindsight, looking at the speed of this movement and the fact that we've had 3 legs, 1, 2, 3, which is quite often the market moves in 3 pushes before it pulls back. There was a bit late to get into. US dollar Swiss up at the highs, just about extended on the 4 hour. Again, US dollar weakness. We've got lovely rejection here. Really nice wicks to the upside at this accumulation. So looks like a nice short, which would indicate potentially a little bit of upward movement on the indices this afternoon. So we'll have to see what happens at the open. But yeah, nothing much to report at all from an FX perspective. Pretty sideways on everything, as you can see. So pound odd, close to extension. Apart from that, not a lot else really. Aussie US as well. On the 4 hour, it's not far away. Sorry, that's the hourly, isn't it? Yeah, so we're just embedded down here. This is a lovely bottom, look. Lovely range on this. We're sitting right down at the bottom of that range at the moment. So lovely little long opportunity on the Aussie US. But let's focus on NASDAQ. Just got a position on. I'm just going to put a quick stop on it. So we'll see where we go at the open. Again, trading the 1 minute chart at the open today. See if we can get some decent volatility. Not too much. So we had a nice quiet start this morning. So hopefully we'll have a nice quiet start this afternoon as well. We've got Yellen speaking later at 3:30. That's the only news we've got to worry about in an hour's time. But yeah, nothing much. Got a fairly decent amount of profit in the bank this morning, so I don't want to go in absolutely crazy today and jeopardize that. Everything pushing up at the open. So obviously Nasdaq's had 2 down days. So we are due a little bit of a pullback on this. Whether or not this was the pullback, difficult. This is obviously FOMC. So sorry, no, it's Thursday, isn't it? Yeah, that was FOMC. So I think potentially we might have a long on our hands this afternoon. But the price action so far today is obviously drawing that sort of candle. So we have tried to push higher today and we're not interested. So looking for a break of the Asian lows if we're going to go short today. But we'll see where we go at the open. Okay, I'm going to try a short. We've pushed up and rejected at the highs. So I'm going to try a short break at the open. Afternoon, Franco. On the beers. It's too early for you, isn't it? Too early here as well. Never too early, really. But oh, excuse me, I was up until 1:30 this morning. Got a new game I'm playing, which is one of those games where there's no ending. So, a bit like The Division. So, I put in a 1:30 this morning. So, it's starting to flag now. US dollar's coming down at the open. Well, US dollar CAD is coming down at the open. US dollar Swiss looks like it's coming down as well. Everything pushing up against the US. Afternoon, Fennel. Okay, everything's starting to push higher at the moment. NAS making the biggest move of the lot. Still got 1 minute left on this 5 minute. This is a hell of an opening range, isn't it? It's going this morning. Just coming up to the Asian highs. You can see what we do when we get up to the 145.35 level if we do. Wow, that's going this morning. Yeah, Dow is doing its own thing. Dow's off to the downside. Jesus, look at this NASDAQ. Okay, short in NAS. Might regret this one, but I'm looking for an initial fade of this move. Just cancel that pending short off. I'm not going to take that when it's all the way down there. So just running into the reversal alert, that accumulation there. So looking for this, see if this is a fake move. Well, just an initial pump and dump. Had a great time in Vegas despite the wife beater shirts and cargo shorts crowd. Good. Hopefully you didn't lose too much, Franco, in Vegas. Obviously what stays in Vegas, etc., etc. What happens in Vegas, rather, stays in Vegas. Dow's coming down. DAX is starting to reverse. FTSE's starting to reverse. Quite a bit of buying pressure coming in still. Just looking literally for a fade down to here on this. What stays in Vegas is your money. That's about right. Closing out at 0.2. That's not a fade. Wow. We're off. So we didn't want to go red. Where are we off to? $14,777 potentially. Testing previous day's low. So it's there, isn't it? Yeah, that's the low. Somewhere around there, potentially, for long. So, gonna wait for pullback if we get one. Can't really chase this out the gates. I'll just say I'm not innocent anymore. Okay. You've broken your blackjack virginity. Complete reversal on the Dow. S&P, Nasdaq, everything looking like it wants to long. Don't trust this move. Okay, putting a buy stop up at the high there. And a sell stop below that low. I'm going to try and have a crack at the fade again. Closing that short. Every buying attempt is just getting absorbed here. Wicks to the downside. A lot of buyers stepping in off the back of this accumulation move here. To see how this candle closes, see if we get a big decent wick to the downside. Looks long. Just trying to fade it back down into a decent pullback, but it didn't do it. Quite often we get a big push and then you just get a fast pullback. But this is finding a lot of resistance on the way down. There you go, another big wick. Going long one. Midweek reversals and pullbacks are killing your Tuesday, Wednesday gains. Difficult. I don't think the market's playing by normal rules at the moment. Not sure about midweek reversals. I've never been sure about midweek reversals. Midweek reversals work sometimes. Other times they don't. Therefore, you might as well just flip a coin. You can look out for the midweek reversals, but if you try and play every midweek reversal, a load of them won't work. So they're all a bit... don't know. There's absolutely no reason why the market would flip midweek. The market flips when it needs to buy and sell stocks. It doesn't flip because it's Wednesday or Thursday. Oh, you're going to get me, aren't you? There goes my fade. 0.5%. Whippy, whippy, whippy. So even whippy on the 1 minute. There we go. I've made 500 on this account this morning, and I've made 1,600 on the other account this morning. I'm not trading the funded account at the moment. I'm just holding on to that profit. So it's 1.2% loss at the open, but it's not the end of the day, end of the world. It's just part of this morning's gains. 5 minute, this is the pullback. This is the fade I was trying to do. So going long one again. This is what I was trying to get, but that huge wick got me. Yen didn't really do a lot yesterday. It moved. We got a reversal alert yesterday on the yen on on a few bits and pieces, but the yen's just choppy as you like at the minute. I was expecting this double top off the yen yesterday, but we didn't get it with FOMC. So still unsure on the yen, but it's more the Australasian pairs weakening at the minute. Ah, come on, DAX. What are you doing? Or NASDAQ, rather. Gold. Sell now. 30 pips TP. Why? Why are we selling gold now? Why would you want to touch gold? It's in utter chop. No direction whatsoever on that at the minute. Still stuck. You weren't here the last couple of days, Franco. Had a nightmare. Took the funded account up to about 1,200 in profit, then dropped it 1,400 in loss. Managed to get it back up again today. Now sitting at 50,900. Chasing that elusive 52k. Try and build a buffer. Nasdaq, you're not helping me today. It's going to be one of those turtle chops. Closing that out at 0.4. Might as well not take the entire 0.5 loss. Looks like a short. Again. Really want to buy it down here. After that 10-minute solid straight up. Really want to buy it, but we're now 10 minutes straight down, so we haven't gone anywhere. I was explaining this morning, Franco, about prop firms and how it messes with your psyche. Spent 2 weeks making 13% profit, and then you have 2 days as soon as you get your funded account where things start to go wrong. Everybody gets their losing days when they get their funded account, because your psyche changes from I'm playing a game, I'm playing a game, I'm playing a game, Jesus, I've got 50k. You trade different. Can't help it. It's real money. You have to keep trading as if you're playing that game still. Dow has completely reversed. Nasdaq's completely reversed. This thing's falling out of bed, but I don't want to chase it down here. Especially at double bottom. Like we don't have enough drama. Yes. As soon as you can get past that initial drawdown limit, you're all right. Because the daily drawdown is fine. I don't have a problem with the daily drawdown limit. I want a daily drawdown limit. If I'm getting anywhere near losing $2,000 in a day, I want to stop. What I don't like is the continuous hunting of me having a bad day. This is really whippy today. Okay, going short one on the Nasdaq. Hopefully this is not the weakest market structure long ever. Looks like a short to me now from here, but Jesus Christ. Doesn't want to give up, does it? Unfortunately, my worst enemy has been me the last few weeks. Had I just believed in my original thoughts, I'd be up big time. Have to stop getting psych. My short time frames. Yeah, short time frames are the hardest thing to trade, which is why I don't typically use them. I'm only being forced into this situation because the FX market's gone mental. Though it's starting to calm down now, so I'm starting to see a few opportunities sneaking in on the FX stuff. So we seem to have gone very, very quiet on the war at the moment. Sanctions. So it's getting to the point where I think the war is going to affect the market less now. And start going bigger up onto bigger time frames. This is just going to whip me out long. Unbelievable. Jesus. Which way are you going? Make your mind up. Just utter destruction. Look at it. Doesn't matter. M5, M15, hourly, 1 minute. Pick a time frame. Doesn't matter. They will just destroy you at the minute. It's just one of those things, isn't it? You make 10 in the morning, you lose 10 in the afternoon. It just seems to be the way it goes at the moment. It's just utter whipsaw. If you literally need to get in with like 2% risk, hit the short button and take literally 5 or 10 points out of the market. That's it, done. Get in, get out, get in, get out with massive lot sizing and just build up $300 or $400 and walk away. Just can't trade it. It's just total whipsaw. Going short. So market structure at the moment is bullish. I'm assuming we're going to go, I mean, obviously we haven't gone anywhere today. This is part of the problem, but I'm looking for this to be a bear pullback for a new leg to the downside, which was my original plan there, to go short. So I've got in a little bit too close on these though. Kind of want to stop above the highs somewhere, but maybe I'm just too tight on this afternoon. It's horrible. Look at it. It's like Zorro's entered the building. Let's see if we get one of those today. FTSE's FTSE's trying to move to the downside. The Dow's doing a lot better than the Nasdaq and the S&P as far as going short is concerned at the moment as well. So there is a lot of selling pressure coming in on the other indices, DAX as well. Wow, US dollars pushing really hard to the upside. Total whipsaw on Aussie dollar as well. US dollar Swiss. It's just total whipsaw at the open on everything at the minute. So got a sell underneath these tweezer bottoms if we break them, but doesn't look that way. It looks like we're going long again. I'm going to give up. Not giving it all back. The market's got no direction. You need to give it an hour, hour and a half. Wait for it. It's going to be a rotation by the looks of things. Probably just going to an accumulation in a minute. That's the volume done. One of those days again. We seem to be either getting the trend days. Trend days is basically where we make your money. When you get a trend day, clear up. Absolutely clear up. When you get a rotation day like this, it's just takes it all back. You have to stop trading on these days. They will just drive you crazy no matter what time frame you're trading on this. There's a lot of longs coming in the market on this bearish engulfing. So we've got a lot of people trying to buy long here now. We'll have a lot of people buying the breakout. We've also got an awful lot of liquidity up there from that bearish engulfing of everybody that's gone short. So this is an utter battle at the moment. One of these levels is going to break at some point, but I get the feeling we may well just sit and rotate for a bit longer. We've had, I think, 2.5 hour rotation the other day. You just can't make money out of it unless you're literally selling the highs and buying the lows on the 1 minute chart. It's the only way you can do it. Franco's closing shop. Have a great day. Do something nice for yourselves. I have to suck my pacifier and my baby and maybe my trades. Yeah. Sell the highs up here. I might have another short up here actually. Selling one more. Moving that stop down though. Tight. So just reducing the risk on that position because I'm adding into a losing position at the minute. But selling down to the lows. God, look at it. It's just chop. Just total chop. DAX is doing well. Doing better, I should say. Doing well. It's not doing well at all. It's just the same thing. But yeah, more bear balls coming in. Now I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. Not giving any more back today. So it's a long basically until you go long. Then it'll be a short, and then you can short it, and then it'll be a long. I'd leave it well alone this afternoon. It's gonna be one of those. How much did I give back there? 250. Right, I'm sitting on my 200 quid. I'm keeping it. Total chop fest. I got stopped out of Aussie dollar Swiss. Did I say that? On the pullback, basically. So I'm flat on that one now. Sorry, Euro Swiss, not the Aussie Swiss. Yeah, I did say that. So yeah, stopped out on that one at break even. It's starting to push down again now. There's no other FX pairs really that I can see at the minute. There's nothing that's moved far enough today for me to get interested in. There's nothing extended on the hourlies and the 4 hourlies. The only thing extended really is the euro US dollar to the downside. So I don't really want to take it until we've had a little bit more of a pullback. I'm looking for a little bit more movement to the upside. We didn't quite get it. I want to see if we can get up there and start sort of rejecting, or obviously just pushing up to the 24 and looking for another short there. And obviously US dollar Swiss is just a total chop fest for the last few days. Literally just whipsawing up and down. Not tradable. So potentially it's a good short up here, but there's no real clues as to which way this thing's going. We've got nice wicks to the upside. We've also got some fairly nice wicks to the downside, one of which is going in at the moment. So this is not really a decent short. It is a good one if you go short, you've probably got 2 or 3 to 1 risk reward on it. And it is the only thing that's extended really that you can kind of trade at the minute. So if you mean reversion trading, but everything else, you want to stay in line with trend. So Aussie dollar Swiss is just starting to turn up. Aussie dollar CAD. Aussie dollar Swiss is just in a little bit of a pullback off of a double top. So nice reversal up there, pulling back. So potentially that could be a decent looking long opportunity as well. It's whether or not you've got the conviction in the Australian dollar going any higher. It is certainly starting to weaken, and the New Zealand is obviously fairly sideways and weakening as well. So not really convinced on another leg up on these. More likely looking for something range bound. So yeah, potentially from there. Looks pretty good on New Zealand dollar, US dollar, but that needs US dollar strength. Jesus, look at that. So I would long it somewhere down here. Horrible tight range. S&P is doing the same thing. Okay, I'm going short on the DAX. The reason I'm going short, and the reason I've put a big stop on that, is because I'm calling that as the high of the session. Reason being, the Dow has just fallen out of bed and made new lows. It's also made new lows from yesterday. So we are pushing way harder on the Dow than we are on all the other indices. The DAX has also just pushed out and made a new low on the session, as has the FTSE. So I'm shorting that based on this being a rejection of the highs. Very similar thing is on the Nasdaq as well, but on the Nasdaq, we've just rejected high of day. So I'm calling that as higher day and looking to get in, build a short position. But I'm giving it very, very nice wide stop. I just literally saw everything collapsing. And that Nasdaq rejection, which looks lovely. So let's take another short. US dollar CAD's just hit its weekly range. Big push. Canadian dollar weakness. And a little bit of US strength coming through. So I'm going to ride these down to the lows. And if we get a pullback, potentially add another position in, try and get 3 shorts. Obviously, the way this is going at the moment, that could be a complete fake. It's just going to fly off to the highs. But everything else is coming down really hard. Oil's collapsing as well. So we're just starting to pull back now. Just wait for this pullback. So not looking to really break that high there. Or somewhere around there to turn. So looking for head and shoulders at worst case scenario. Best case scenario, we just tank. So on FX, there's nothing else really at all that I'm interested in at the minute from a levels perspective or any other reason. We've just broken new lows. We're in a choppy range. Broken new lows on the New Zealand. So these New Zealands and these Aussies really weak at the minute. Aussie is stronger than the New Zealand at the minute today, and the euros aren't quite in the right spots. So although they are a little bit extended today, Euro odds not too bad, but again we've got a weak Australian dollar, haven't we? So Euro CAD, I'd like to see it getting back up here. So if we get some ADR hits to the upside on any of these euros today, I might be interested in shorting them, but it doesn't look like they're going to be honest. Euro yen, nice rejection at the highs. Just about to get a reversal on M15 off of the highs. Going to try a short on that. Euro yen. So we're just retesting at the minute. We have broken down below there, so looking for pullback drop. Apart from that, that Euro yen is basically a double top play. So tweezer tops rejected yesterday's high. So looking for a break of those lows. Pound odd, we've just had a reverse alert on the hourly. Pound's looking a little bit weak again today. Really good wicks to the upside on Pound New Zealand as well. But, you know, we've got really weak New Zealand, really weak Aussie, and a really weak pound. It's really difficult to tell where these are going to go. These ones that are sitting sideways, like the US dollar Swiss. They are tricky at the minute. So yeah, Euro yen, short Euro yen. Peter, do you pull out to M15 to judge if it's trending or ranging relative to M5? I look at all time frames. Just to see where we are and what's going on, really. But at the moment, I'm short. I'm trading short term. So but the difference between M5 and M15 is very, very small. Things just unfold a bit quicker on M5 than they do on M15. But M15, you'll get roughly the same sort of levels. You'll see those levels will be similar on M5. Or any level, really. I mean, it's all about the levels. Trades at logical areas. God, what a whip. Whippy open. Just going to push my TPs down. See if I can extract some money back out of this short. Going short one more. So we just made a new low basically. So I am counter trend at the open on the 1 minute at the moment. but overall trend obviously is down. So what I'm looking for here is really an accumulation break. Yeah, so leg 1 accumulation, leg 2 to start. Just better get taken out of another position. This isn't working today, is it? At all. So glad I'm not trading the funded account. This is a problem, you see. If I was trading the live, the funded account now, I'd be giving it all back. I don't mind giving it back when it's my money. It should be the other way around, really, shouldn't it? FTSE's doing a nice reversal at the moment. Just going short one on the FTSE as well. So same as the DAX, Nasdaq's doing 3-bar reversal, but FTSE's already done it. Much slower, the FTSE. Adding a second position onto that. Looks good. Yeah, it got wrecked everywhere today. Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those. I think this is worth a punt short, though, at the moment. This is the head and shoulders forming, basically. Head and shoulders, there's your neckline break there for adding an additional position. Everyone tries to ride them down as if they're a reversal pattern. They work, but they don't work to that degree most of the time. Most of the time they fail when they get back down to lows. But they work down to lows a lot of the time. So fair amount of buying coming in again. Everybody's buying up this trend line at the minute. Market will come down in a minute and just grab all of that. Me along with it. Hopefully. Gathered in and down. Just putting all my stops down just in case we get a crazy spike, just protecting the risk. Might push those back up a little bit above that height. So looking for a pullback somewhere in this range. If it wants to pull back, obviously, it can obviously collapse if it wants to. That'd be much nicer if it does that. Come on, Putin. Say something. Collapse this market. Dow is pressing new lows. Got a nice rejection on the Dow on the 5 minute. Actually, it's not as clean. On my other platform, that is these wicks basically are touching each other. So it's a nice wick test, but it's not on this platform. New lows on the Dow. FTSE just about trying to get out these this little trend. We've got symmetrical triangle forming on the FTSE at the moment. So as soon as it breaks one of those, we should see it fly. Hopefully to the downside. The Dow's just done it. DAX is coming down to test new lows as well. Not very convincing. Proster, he's here. Yellen speaking in 10 minutes. Yeah, thanks for that, Diamond. 6 minutes now. How's the market doing? It's being a little cow today. Utter whipsaw. Utter whipsaw. Look at that. Hideous. And now it's doing it again. I was up 500 this morning. I'm up about 180 now. Given good half of it back. And I'm in danger of giving the rest of it back. Trying to play a head and shoulders neckline break. Tweezer tops, double top at the 61.8 there. Okay, sellers are adding in. Should get a break of that low. If we can close, we need to start closing lows now. Let's go FTSE. FTSE's just breaking out of that symmetrical triangle. So be a lot of people entering short there. $75.47. There we go. New low of the day on, well, new low of the session on the FTSE. Nas has rejected that pullback. We're off. DAX has just made new lows as well. Dow's made new lows. Everything's making new lows. Apart from my friend the Nasdaq, because I'm trading it. God, okay, it's still total chocolate. In the last 15 minutes, we've literally gone from there all the way down to there. Literally 15 minutes, gone nowhere. This is terrible. Look at this. Talk about mixed signals. 3-bar reversal followed by a 3-bar reversal. Look. Push. Doji, drop, hammer, push. What chance do you stand? Technical analysis out of the window. Good moves on the FTSE and the DAX. DAX is just rejecting quite nicely. It all feels really, really heavy, but Really, really slow at the minute. Hopefully we get down to these lows, but I'm not really gonna. I don't think I want to risk it any lower than these lows today. I'll probably be looking for a pullback off the lows. So the session lows basically are there. I will probably take most off down here if we get there. If we get there, we've got to get there yet. Pound US dollar, Euro US dollar, Aussie US dollar, all pushing against the US dollar. We've got a weak US dollar starting to show. US dollar CAD's coming down as well. And obviously now we're getting a push on the indices off the back of that. Oh, sorry. It's closing FTSE. Just pushing back up again. So all the indices are pushing. Come on, do something. Euro yen just retesting that reversal alert. Totally flat on the moving averages now. It's totally sideways. So we got. I don't even know what to say about this. We've now got an up channel in our down channel. We're building a box. Crazy. Just going short again on the FTSE. I just got out those FTSEs with about $200. I'm just going short again on this pullback. Assuming this is a pullback now, the NAS has decided to go and the S&P is just rejecting these highs. And you still need to break these lows, and then we need to crack that. But if we do break that, we're pretty much guaranteed to hit that. If we break this, we're going green to red, I would imagine. And then we'll be targeting low of day yesterday. A bit further to go on the NASDAQ. So Yellen is speaking now. Talking about crypto regulation. Just going to short one on the DAX. I'm just assuming we're just going to stay in this range thing. And just shorting it up here. Playing it back down. Very tight stop. Oh, come on, NASDAQ. What are you doing? And short one more on the DAX. Short a third on the DAX. Target is here. NASDAQ's testing the lows again. So I got much deeper pullback on that than I was expecting. I don't know why I wasn't expecting it to pull back like that, because it's in a range, but hey. Okay, broken the lows. Closing the first DAX out. just taken one off from there. Just closed those out 1.5%, I think. Yeah, 1.5% in the bank. Closing second DAX down here. Stop to break even on the third. Third position's at 141.57 there. Just going to protect that one. That's a nice little trade. $800. And now it falls out of bed. Well, I've got 1.5% back on that. I'm still down 1% on the session, I think. So I think I may leave it there, but I think we're looking short now on these. I'm at 1,300 on the funded account today, and I've got 300 running on the DAX. So, in fact, I'm going to bank that. 250. So up 1,600 on the funded. That's good. Got some of that loss back. Well, it's got most of that loss back. So 1,000 away from now hitting the 2.5k magic number, and then from there on start to relax a little bit. So with the Nasdaq, we're just taking out these lows, so difficult to know. I would certainly be looking for pullbacks on this. Difficult to know where to take it from. Where's my fib gone? Wake up. So wherever we pull back from, let's say here, yeah, I would probably use that high. But equally, you could use this. This was a pullback. It's a very nasty pullback. So that high, we made this low, then we pulled back, and now we've made a new low. So you could use a fib on that wherever this move finishes, or you can use a fib on the entire thing and look for pullback entry, and use obviously the 2050 as well. So look for 2050 pullbacks on 5 minute. I would, not 1 minute. Let me just open another chart. Where are we? Nasdaq. So obviously assume that we are going to trend now. This is 1 minute chart, sorry, 5 minute. So assuming we are going to trend, looking for pullbacks into 2050 from wherever we stop. So 38 would be a very, very shallow pullback. I think probably a little bit deeper than that. But but if you take it from that high, which is the low, high, low, you can see anywhere in this range for a pullback, new shorts. But you might have to be a bit patient on this. If you're going to continue to trade it, but I'm done for the day. It's exhausted me today. Came out 300 up on this account, so it's not too bad, but hard work. Hard work losing $200, that was, wasn't it? And all that chop. Got there in the end, though. So that's all for me this afternoon. Look for shorts. We are short, so potentially we are going to go green to red today on the daily, on the Nasdaq. Oh, we pretty much are already, actually. We're pretty much there. So obviously we had the pullback, so looking for a red day. So looking to challenge the lows, which would be 14,396. Obviously we can smash through those lows. If we smash through those lows, be fantastic. Next stop is 14,185 really, which is this pullback test. So somewhere around there I'd be looking, which is 125 ADR. Unlikely we're going to get down there today, but yeah, just be careful. This thing is just an utter whipsaw today. So hopefully we are going to start to trend now. It's a good trend candle, nice big strong move down. But now the challenge is to try and jump on it. So, good luck. So yeah, FX wise, I've got that yen trade on. Euro yen short. Taking the reversal on I took it on M5, but M15. We're just retesting now. So, nice M pattern starting to form. If we break those lows, we should get a decent push down somewhere to the lows, and then I'll break even stop it. But I'm not getting too greedy on this, really. If you look at it on M15, I'm targeting basically the low of the week from Tuesday. We are rejecting lows all the time on the yen. We are struggling to get any decent movement down. So euro yen should be the weakest out of the lot if we do get a little bit of yen strength coming through. And obviously euro's been showing signs of weakness all week. So that double top looks like a nice little quick short play to me. So got that one on. We'll see how we get on with that. Apart from that, there's nothing else I really fancy at the minute. Look at that. Lovely accumulation down there. If we break out these lows, we could just collapse. So it's worth having us pending under the lows as well there. If you want to trade it. Just about to get a break in a minute. Okay. Bullard, MBS sales are not imminent. I want to get passive runoff started, then assess later. I would like to see the Fed fund rate rise to 3.5 in the second half of 2022. I want the Fed funds rate over 3% in the second half of the year. The Fed must act fortnightly on rate hikes. Okay, so it looks like they're wanting to accelerate rate rises. 3% by sort of July, and then they'll be looking only 0.5% in the second half of the year. So they were looking for 0.5% hikes 6 times this year. So it looks like they're going to hike it really fast, and then do it later, and then ease off towards the end of the year, towards Christmas. So that's going to make it tough for the dollar. Interesting. Market already factored in the prospect of declining balance sheets. Yes, we know. Lean towards 50 base point hikes, but won't be prejudging the meeting. Just falling out of bed on NAS again. One day I will hold one of those. Favour the Fed rising interest rates to 3 to 3.25 in the second half. Yeah, just repeating yourself. Russia's Deputy PM Novak, Russia oil refining volumes will be reduced in April. We've got some news coming out of Russia, so just keep your eyes peeled on stuff. Russian oil output to fall by 4 to 5% in April/March. We're already in April. What are you talking about? Can't say April, March. We're in April. Government sees... there's a load of news coming in, and be careful at the minute. Government sees fit to use... let's let you read it. Government sees it fit to move to settlements in Chinese yuan in our sales of oil and coal to China. Interesting. So basically Russia has demanded the West pay it in rubles, but it's okay to be paid in yuan to the Chinese. So 100% siding with China on that. Oil output in April expected to be 4% to 5% lower month on month. That's not the end of the world. Just keep your eyes peeled at the moment. This is obviously, when they start talking, something comes out and the market just completely overreacts to it. So this is the time when you want that positioning, and it's that effect where you are in short just at the right time, and then it screams to the downside, and you just do not touch it. You let it go. That's where you make your big money. It's starting to drip news out, so whether it's going to be anything to do with Ukraine or not, or whether it's just about oil, don't know. But we've got Bullard obviously speaking as well. Oh, excuse me. So double whammy. US and Russia all releasing news at the same time. Quite tempted to take a little short up here with a fairly decent stop on it. In fact, I'm going to. And I'm going to put one under the low as well. Nice decent stop on it. So we're pulling back into that 2050 zone on the 1 minute. Uh, 5 minute I might be a bit tight on if we look at this being the low of the move. 61.8 retracement will take me out, but 30 to 50 if we are going to trend. We could also be rejecting these lows here as well. We'll see. Fairly decent move down though. That was a quite convincing break of the lows. So I'm just going to take this one more trade short. TP it's hardly worth it, but I think TP on this I will just put at yesterday's low. We will get a reaction at that double bottom, so I'm just going to use yesterday's low as a target for a quick scalp short. See if I can grab 0.75, maybe 1% back on that. Coming off there nicely. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, guys. Anything you need, let me know. I'll be in the Telegram group. And I'll be back tomorrow morning for Frankfurt session. Hopefully we can milk Frankfurt like we did this morning. Good session this morning. Hopefully you don't get any whip sores. News-wise tomorrow, Canadian dollar, 130. Nothing to worry about for the rest of the day, but we've got CAD before market open. So if you've got any CAD positions on, unemployment rate will move the market most of the time. Not dramatically, but you do get movement. So it's worth keeping an eye on any CAD positions for spikes that could get you into additional positions if you're position trading, or obviously for profit. So I'll leave it there. Hopefully you had a good session. Very difficult one today, but I will be back tomorrow morning for Frankfurt and we'll see if we can get some decent movement there. Have a good one. I will see you in the morning.